Please be advised of the disclaimers.
Hey, welcome back everyone, this is Pinnacle Trading here. So I had a video on UGAZ that was about 3 weeks ago, and that trade lasted about 3 to 4 weeks, give or take, and that was a solid swing trade. We traded from $11 on the stock all the way up to about 22, 23, so doubled my money on that position. So right now, is it a good time to jump back into that trade as it's coming down? Let's get into the chart, but first make sure to hit that subscribe button and the bell button next to it. Alright, let's jump into UGAZ here. So what happened today? We had a pretty big sell-off today, shake out of weak hands, and also based on the natural gas report. So that report, if you don't know what I'm talking about, just Google natural gas report on Google and this will be the first link that comes up. If you go back here, it's going to be that first one right there, and it's going to be that .gov website. So we can see that from the report today, so the storage went up, so that isn't really that good for this, which means it's going to be bearish for UGAZ. So what happened, we saw an increase in the BCF from the previous week, so this total working gas within the 5-year range is shown right here. So being that it's going up a little bit, which means that price is gonna come down and UGAZ is gonna be coming down. So UGAZ is a bullish for natural gas. So when we look at the future for natural gas, that's going to be /NG. Alright, so the ETF long for that is going to be UGAZ, and the bear is going to be DGAZ since they're inverse ETFs. So now that we got that straight, so what happened today? We saw a drop from 18, a steep sell-off all the way down to 16.28, recovered. We see buyers and shorts cover right here and jumped back up to 17. Sells off a little bit more and just goes sideways for the rest of the day. So we can see right here it closed just over $17. So what does that tell me on this chart right now, looking at the 30-day? So let's jump into the chart setup and let's look at the 30-day. So previous swing trade, what happened? I alerted it from 12s and added more 11s, went all the way to 17. I took 1/4 or half profits, went up to 21, took more profits, and went up to 22, 23, took my last profits. So now what am I looking at on this one? Let's zoom out a little bit more on this chart and zoom in right there. So what are we seeing on this chart? We're seeing it test that 200 SMA. It's going to be 16.11 area, 50 SMA at 20.55. so that's where we see the huge sell-off right there, and we see the EMA break and we see a sell-off. So what does this tell me right here? That it's finding support for another swing, because when we look back into the chart, we see that anytime it jumps up into heads into October, we see a sell-off, and then what happens after that? We see a big spike. So I'll go into a yearly chart so you can see that setup. So we'll zoom back all the way into last year from October into January, mid-January or so. So what happened right here? We see a nice spike into October, we see another spike, a sell-off, and then from November to December, that's the peak time. From November to about January, that's a peak time for winter. As people say, that's where the heaters are on blast, natural gas is up, the price flies, and that's, yeah, it went to 260.23. But being that this is a decaying ETF, that's not truly reflective. So by what I mean by that is it doesn't mean it's going to shoot back up to 260 like a normal stock does. It's a decaying ETF, so it decays over time. So being that, we can generally see the time frame. So what do I expect from here? So I'm expecting another sell-off into October, and then I'm looking for a run from October into November, following with the same sell-off, and then flying up to making a big move into January, mid-January or so. But short term, let's look at the 30-day chart. So from this, we see that it's coming down to 16 tests, which is a solid support right here. But again, looking at the Fibonacci chart, which is really going to tell us where the key price points and support levels are, we see 61.8 retracement at 16.84. So if you don't know what Fibonacci chart are, head over to the chat room and send me a message, and I'll send you the script for free that you can use on Thinkorswim. So we're seeing that anytime a stock or a ETF, whatever it is, whenever it breaks that 38.2 to 50, that's going to be a solid support. But anytime it breaks that 50 support, we usually see a pretty drastic sell-off. That's what happened here. Rejection and come off, sell, rejection and sell off. But look at what happens whenever it breaks that 50 at this section right here. Breaks over the 50%, flies up on a big candle, breaks over that next resistance, flies over into the big candle. Same thing here. It didn't touch all the way up there, so that's why it sold off. Anytime it sells off, pretty drastic sell-off. So what does that tell me right now? That it's finding support at the 16 area, and also the next support is going to be all the way down at the 50 SMA or a 200 SMA at 15.5. So anywhere between that 15.5 into that 17-18 range is going to be a solid buy, and you should be adding there for right now. Again, I'm not a financial advisor in any way. This is my opinion and analysis on this ETF. So looking at solid support on this at 16. My average right now on this position is about 17.55, I believe, on the position, and I'm not going to be adding any more until I see reversal confirmation. So that's it for this trade. So I'm waiting for this to come back up again. Being that we got a huge sell-off, looking for another run up tomorrow and also into next week, into October. We'll really need to wait till mid-October. From there on, we should see cold front come in, cold weather comes in, natural gas goes up. So I'm looking for a target of 25 to 30. So you want to write this down. I'm looking for a target to break this high, 24.22, 25, and then 30 is going to be my final target. But on this trade, being that my average is at 17.55, which is right there, I'm looking for a short-term target to take half at about 20, and then next target is going to be about 23 to 25, anywhere between there. But again, you can play this however you want. That's my analysis on this. If you're not in the chat room already, make sure to head over to my website, pinnacletrading.us, and scroll down all the way down to the bottom. You can click that join now button. Ignore the free 1-week trial. The chat room now is completely free to open to everyone. Click that join now button. If not, you can head over to the description below. It'll be in the video description for the chat room link. And I'll be calling out alerts like I did for last trade. Been calling it out play by play on this one, and I have a separate natural gas chat section where you can talk about it, and I'll answer all your questions. We also do many other trades like options, stocks, swing trades, long-term investment, and many more on this one. So that is my trade recap on this. So to conclude, my average is about 17.55. I'm looking for a short-term target at about 20, and then 23 to 25, and from there I'm going to be happy with my swing trade. I'll take profits when I see it, and if it does go to 30 or more later on in January, February, whatever it is, I'm fine with it, because this is my second swing trade. I'm going to be happy just getting that solid profit on this one. So watch that 16 support. Looking for a solid bounce off that area. Could see a small sell-off into 15.5, support test, and a bounce back. So if you want to look at the Fibonacci chart setup again, it's going to be right here. You can grab a screenshot of this or ask me in the chat room. But I'm seeing solid support at 16 right there. So that is my swing trade setup on this one. That's why I see a solid opportunity on swing trade on UGAZ. Let me know what you guys think. No pun there. Let me know what you think about UGAZ. Is it a good buy right now, or do you see a sell-off, or are you just staying out of it, or what you see in UGAZ and DGAZ and natural gas itself? Let me know in the comments. I hope this video helped you out. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and the bell button next to it to stay notified on all my future videos. Make sure to support Pinnacle Trading on our social media. Hope you all have a great rest of the week and a great weekend, and I'll see you again in my next video.